Colossians chapter 4. Colossians chapter 4. I'm going to read a couple verses from 2 to 6. Devote yourself to prayer, being watchful and thankful, and pray for us that God may open a door for our message, so that we may proclaim the mystery of Christ, for which I am in chains. Pray that I may declare it plainly so that it can be understood. I'm leaving in 3 weeks here. And I have somebody coming today help me pack, and we have a place to put my stuff. I don't know where I'm going. Let me tell you what happened, though. I sent my resume out to a number of different places, and I finally got a bite. One responded. It was a boarding school up in northern Montana, and they were pretty impressed with my resume, and so they set up a Zoom interview with me with a bunch of men. Really good men, mostly ranchers and farmers and people working in construction and stuff like that. And the interview went really well, so much so that they even asked me if I would consider being the head administrator. And I told them it kind of caught me by surprise because I was applying for a Bible teaching job, at the school. And it kind of took me by surprise. So I said, no, I don't want this guy's job, but he was moving out. But anyway, it kind of ended well. They had sent me a thing. They wanted me to evaluate a certain curriculum from Association Christian Schools International, which I reviewed, and it was excellent. It was Old Testament and New Testament survey and an apologetics course. Well, I waited through the weekend, and the following week, I got a phone call. And the guy told me very emphatically that they decided to go in a different direction. That was it. I said, okay, God opens doors and he closes doors. So I came home, and I'll be honest with you, I was really down. I didn't know whether I had done something. It was because of my age, because of the fact I've been divorced, I don't have a perfect past. I didn't know if that had anything to do with it, and I started second guessing myself. And, when you get to that point of discouragement and time seems to be running out, what do? Well, of course, I ran to the Word. And in the Word here, it just so happens, I don't know what it was, I was thinking about the book of Colossians. And I turned to Colossians 4, the verses I just read to you. And Paul is in prison. Okay? Sorry about that. My phone was ringing, and here's the... I don't know why these things happen to me. I'm wearing hearing aids. So now my phone rings in there. Okay, now I kind of lost my train of thought. I'm sorry. Let me pick up where I think I left off. You can remind me if I'm wrong. So I'm reading those passages, and I'm thinking, I'm kind of down. And then I get on down, and I read a little further on it, and he says that I may proclaim the mystery of Christ, and then the next phrase, for which I am in chains. The Apostle Paul was asking prayer for an open door so that he can clearly share the gospel message where people would understand, but he's doing it from a dungeon in prison. Now, I'm not in any dungeon, but I do need your prayers for an open door. Because really, that's the only door we want to go into. Satan may open doors too, and so you got to be wise as to which door you go through. But I'm asking you this morning if you would take the time to pray about two things for me. One, that God would open a door for me to minister, to share the gospel. And second of all, that I do it with great clarity. If you would pray those two things for me, then when it happens, I'll share that joy with you that this is a result of your prayers. God bless you all. You all have a great day.